What's up, guys? This is just Bobby Douglas. This is just a continuation of the Isaiah Stewart video. So this is just the second half of that Tennessee game that we were watching earlier. So let's get right to it. I will make this small, full screen. All right, so here we go. So again, Stewart's 33 in black. We saw a lot of good offense from Stewart, especially in the post. Again, he's a very good carver of space, I would say, in the post. I think that's probably his best skill right now. And then obviously the touch in the post is pretty good. Again, a 57% field goal percentage is pretty solid for a guy like Stewart. Defense, despite the scouting report, what it said about him being a slow-footed defender on the perimeter, we didn't really see a whole lot of that. I think we only saw one play where he got totally burnt baseline by Lamonte Turner. Other than that, he did a decent job holding his own. But again, that's easier to do when you're in a zone like Washington's. So just keep that in mind. But overall, it was a solid first half from Stewart, despite his team being down by 12 points at half. So yeah, I'll just watch the second half. So again, he's back into the middle of that zone. And again, in the middle, you're not going to really have a lot of responsibilities in terms of guarding perimeter players. So you saw right there, again, you see Fulkerson just out there in the short corner and Stewart just clinging to the paint, not really having much to do with him. And that's because he knows that a wing defender will come out and will guard him. So let's see how he defends Yves Pons. That's tough. So, okay, so he just totally bit on that pump fake right there. Again, usually I think he's pretty disciplined on those situations, but that's twice we've seen him bite on pump fakes. That one, he just totally got burnt there. So you got a foul here. Skip this stuff. So here is a guarding Yves Pons again. That time he did a pretty good job contesting. Pons still got it off, but it was still just a lot better job staying down and disciplined and stuff. Good job fighting for that rebound. Ultimately didn't come up with it, but he made it more difficult for Tennessee than it probably should have been. So here we are again. Again, active hands. Again, good job just walling up there. Again, he learned his lesson from that pump fake. He's not falling for any of those again. At that time, you'd like him to be... Yeah, that time, yeah, you could tell Wright's upset with Stewart right there because he totally neglected help side duties right there. So I'll watch it again. So Stewart should have cut off the baseline right there, but instead he followed Pons out to the free throw line. That opened up the lane for Lamonte Turner to drive. So it's just a miscommunication in the defense. We got free throws here, so let's get these. So again, here's Stewart battling in the post. Not really on him. That was just a basket cut from Fulkerson that he couldn't really do anything about. Just a smart play from Fulkerson. Here we go. So again, a horn set here from Washington. And they're going to isolate Stewart in the post. See what he does here. Again, pretty good out of these situations. That time maybe forced it a little bit. You'd like to see him maybe operate before the double team comes, and I think he could have done that with just... There's another time where he got burnt baseline. Ultimately, the help was there. So he's now on the wing in this 2-3 zone that Washington runs. But again, right there, you'd like to see him on that post touch. You'd like to see him at least get a shot off before a double team comes if he's going to shoot it instead of forcing up a shot with the double team in his face. So again, Stewart on the left wing this time. So now he's guarding Turner. Turner usually drives on Stewart. That time he didn't. We saw in the first half, every single time Stewart was on Turner, he drove. It's a good feed. Knocks it down. That's a good feed from Stewart. You know, I do think he has good basketball IQ. I just am not sure necessarily if the feel is all the way there yet. But I think he's a smart player and a smart kid. I think he can figure things out. So again, Stewart again in the post. And that time, again, another bad feed from McDaniels. So again, right there, that's not really his fault because you saw, I think that was Lamonte Turner looping around the baseline and going onto Stewart's side. Stewart had to follow him out there, leaving for the middle guy to step up and take that mid-range jump shot away. And ultimately, he didn't do that. That's not on Stewart, I don't think. And so we got a media timeout here, so I will skip ahead to this. Through this. So again, here is Stewart on the wing. So again, right there, you can kind of tell he got a little bit tied up in his own feet right there. His feet were kind of glued to the floor on that pump fake, which is good, but ultimately allowed Pont. But Stewart moved a little bit forward on that, and again, he doesn't have the quickness or the agility to really recover from that, so he really needs to be playing these guys perfectly and not biting on anything in order for him to stay in front of guys, and we saw that right there. Just a little inch that he gave ultimately led to him losing out on Pons right there. So he's out, so I'll skip ahead to, let's see, I think he's out until, I just want to see the floor right here. So he's in right here, so I'll skip a little bit. He's out for like a possession, so I just want to make sure I get it right. I think he comes back in here. Yep. So again, he's pretty active out of the post. You know, he's kind of just using his body to see what he does here. What did he get called for right there? Did he get called for a foul? If he got called for a foul, that's his fourth, I think. Or unless it was a travel. I'm not quite sure. So let's see how he does. Okay, so he's straight up right there. Good job, it's a good defense right there from Stewart. You know, discipline, stayed straight up, ultimately got the rebound, and ultimately led the fast break to start, even though he got blocked. Another decent contest, even though that was a foul before. I believe he's actually out right here, so then he's out for a few minutes, so I'll skip ahead to when he comes back in. Here we go. Yeah, he's going to set that high ball screen, then he's going to immediately go to the post. Again, I mean, I guess his role is an energy big, but the problem is most energy bigs can guard more than 2 positions. I don't really see. Again, I really don't see how he survives in the NBA unless they go through another personnel revolution where the just big guys, the post touch big guys come back into favor, or if just, he just gets really a lot better at his outside shot and ball handling skills. So again, he's in the middle of the zone right now. That's tough. Not really much he could have done there. So that was an underrated play right there. So you saw that, I don't know who that is, but you saw that he drove and he had an open lane. Stewart actually sealed off Fulkerson. That allowed him to get that extra space and ultimately get a foul call there. So I'll skip these free throws, and that's Jamal Bay. Okay. Switches down low. See, that's a tough spot for him to be in because he can't fully commit there because then Fulkerson's wide open for an easy pass. But, yeah, and he can't obviously go all the way and guard Fulkerson because then he gives Pons an open jump shot. So he kind of has to split the difference there. And he did a decent job contesting. That's just a tough shot. And again, that's where the lack of verticality really comes in and the lack of length. Because he got a hand up and everything, but Pons was just able to shoot it right over him without any issue there. So that's just another thing that worries me about him at the NBA level. Good job going to his man first and not chasing the ball on that rebound. That was good. He's going to send another screen. That's just a solid play. Again, he's a big. He'll get a lot of offensive rebounds just by outworking people, I think. He's pretty good at getting those putbacks up. I just don't think that's necessarily enough for him to thrive at the NBA level. He definitely has his strengths, though. Got another foul, I think, so. Oops. Trying to get the timing right here. Nothing's really going on, so. Got another foul here, so I will skip these free throws. Or do we? This is just an inbounds, it looks like. That was a good screen off the dribble handoff. Let's see if McDaniels can finish it. Nope. But again, that was a really good job just right there, just hustling down the floor, sprinting full speed all the time, and getting in good position to guard Fulkerson on the block. So again, here he is again carving out space. McDaniels probably could have gotten the ball to him there. He was open. If he hit that left hand and if Stewart extended it a little bit, I think he would have been open for a dunk. But McDaniels didn't hit him. Yeah, timeout here, so I'll skip ahead. So let's see what he does here. So this is where you need to see Isaiah Stewart happen here. This is where. So again, right there, again, he just got. That's the problem. That's exactly why I'm worried about him in the NBA, because you just saw the second he gets on an island against a guard, the guard's gonna beat him almost every single time off the dribble. That's the main reason why I'm worried about him in the NBA. You saw it right there on that play. That's another solid defensive play from Stewart right there. Just staying level, staying disciplined, staying close, and then he ultimately contested well. Oh, whoops, I missed something here. Let's see if McDaniels would stay, yeah. Yeah, whatever, I'll just play it. I don't think Stewart did anything there. So we are at 4 minutes here. So a foul here, so I'll skip these throws. Made the first. Stewart again, just nice job. He wasn't in the best position, but he just stuck with it and ultimately led into him getting a rebound, so that was pretty good. He got, that's travel on there. That's tough. Play this. So we got another foul. I think the last 3.5 minutes of this are just very foul flooded. Just a warning. So he's gonna set a ball screen. Again, I'm sure it's just part of their. That's just a dumb pass from Quade Green, but I'm sure it's just part of their game plan that Stewart's not supposed to make contact on any of his screens. I'd like to see him be a little bit more physical if he's going to set ball screens in the NBA, but I think that's more of a Washington scheme thing. We saw the same thing with Obi Toppin, where he wouldn't even touch the guy on most of his ball screens, and he would just immediately roll to the basket. I think that's probably the same thing that Stewart is being told to do here, so that's just something to look out for. I do wish he would set a little bit more nasty screens, though, because I think he does have it in him. So yeah, that was a better screen from Stewart. That's a good take for McDaniels. So Stewart is out right here, and then he comes back in a minute. So I'll just skip ahead to that minute right there. There you go, because Hamir Wright fouled out. So now Stewart's in for the rest of the game, I believe. So we will just watch him. So then here comes the ball screen. And I think that's Isaiah Carter. He just left without allowing Stewart to get there, which is frustrating if you're Stewart. But so Stewart got that offensive rebound right there, and then he missed the bunny putback. But overall, good hustle from Stewart getting that rebound off the free throw. Again, right now, feed him. Right. So let's see what he does here. Oh, yep. Again, I think he's a really strong post operator on offense. I think that's his best part of his game. But again, just relentless hustle, energy. He went up and got that offensive rebound off the free throw, and then he also got rewarded with 2 points right there. I'm pretty sure 12 out of his 14 points came the same way out of the post. And he had that nice face-up jumper that we also saw, which I think is very encouraging. Right there. So that's a really good rebound for just not even giving a crap about his man. He just went up and got that. That's a frustrating turnover. This game is just an absolute dumpster fire right now. So you have that 3 that just happened, and then it's just like the whole thing. So we got some more free throws here. He kind of has that Zion movement to him too, where remember how Zion always would like just hop around on offense and running down the floor. Isaiah Stewart kind of has that Zion movement to him, I would say as well. I think that's where the comparisons end with them, though. And they get called for a foul there, yeah. We have the last 30 seconds here, and then that'll be it for today. Again, he fought for that rebound. Again, they're down 13. No reason to go for that rebound. They're out of it, but he still hustled and went for it. And he ended up getting his team another possession. So he's in the post right here. See, that's one of those. That's a weird shot from him. But he got fouled, so let's see him shoot free throws. The first ones that he shot today. That's fun. That was funny though. He just extended with his left hand and just kind of like threw it up there. That's something where he needs to work on too. We didn't see a lot of left-handed shots from him today. I think that might have been his first one. You could see just how the form kind of abandons him at the left hand instead of the right. Right hand, he has really good touch. That's tough. Finishes with 14 points, so he doesn't make this one either. I think it's pretty solid form, though. I don't see anything majorly wrong with it. I'll just end the video here. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you found this video about Isaiah Stewart interesting. I do see him as an interesting prospect, I guess you could say. Again, I'm lower on him than most. I have him just inside the top 60. I know a lot of people have him as a fringe first-round pick. I just don't really see the NBA fit with him right now. But again, he's an interesting prospect to dissect and watch a little bit of his game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow with another video breakdown.